I wondered what you thought of how good of a childhood you had as a kid. Now, again, I was born in the late 60s, 67, baby, growing up basically in the 70s. And until I saw a bunch of videos and they kind of almost brought me to tears because you see of how much fun when you finally look back and you see literally there's that one or two videos out there. Remember the machine that we all hung out on or whipped around in the playground, old-fashioned playgrounds, and you see the crazy bastards that we were all probably doing it. The crazy kids that would whip around, you try to grab it, and you see one kid hanging out and he gets whipped off here and there. I tried that. And I always happened to, my legs would slam into some other poor kid that was standing too freaking close to the machine. And I felt bad, but of course it knocked us both off. But I look at that stuff and I go, man, we never knew how great of a childhood we had until, boom, today. Think, have you looked? Have you driven? If you don't have kids, now I don't have kids, so technically I don't know. But in pest control, I do a lot of schools, so I get to up front and see the playgrounds. There's soft touch this, there's marshmallow that, there's padded this, there's things that not only can't kill you, they pat you on the back or something. I don't know. There's no fun. And I just think everything from jumping off in your BMX bikes, off ramps and stuff, running around, wildcatting, we used to call it, in the woods with our BB guns, and just, it was, I guess, total freedom. Because, boy, we had a lot of fun. And we never realized it. I mean, there's always some of you that did. I didn't realize it until I started watching those videos. And I go, wow. It just knocked me back in my seat and say, man, that was a childhood. I wouldn't trade growing up in the 70s or 60s for nothing. In my lifetime that I remember, even the 80s, I wasn't a kid back then, but I was an adolescent, and it was just, and then you compare to now, no, not at all. I want to know, did you realize how much fun we had as a kid? Did you not? What crazy things did you do? Just to park, and I know I've talked about this, touched in other videos. There was the metal slide, just like everybody else says, burning our asses if you had shorts. And at the end of the metal slide, there was no cushion. There was just a slide of dirt or ground gravel or something. That's what we hit, and then we stopped or took off some skin or whatever. Then you had the jungle gyms, going through and stuff. All kinds of stuff. And the best thing, maybe just being a boy, was investigating, always, if you remember, before they filled them in for whatever reason. Back in the day, every park I went to had a stream or a river or something close to it that had water, and it was a draw for a little kid. Now again, not only would you jump over the stream with your BMXs or try, always that huge, what do you call it? Just tunnel, or I forget what they call it. Big cement round thing coming out of the earth where the water would kind of disappear. And boy, that drew us in, and you never knew what crazy bastard was in there. But still, back then, we were fearless. We went all in. Get a flashlight, headlamp, whatever, and we just went in as far as we could till we got scared back out by a noise or something moving. We didn't know what the hell was in there. I never got to see how far back it went. Who knows? But it was awesome. Just simply awesome. And I'll tell you, those are memories no one can take away. And I have them forever, and God, I would go back in time just to visit the park. Man, what a great time. We never knew how good we had it, but I want to hear your stories. How much fun did you have? I had a blast.